So today what we are going to do is exceptions. Actually for binary file, we need this concept exception. It's a very one of the interesting and important concept, but not for exams. It is not that much is required. But still we have to teach them because there is a part which comes in your binary file. We will see why binary file needs this exception. Binary file is not having any end of file. So what happens now, when we try to read the file, when it reaches to the end, last record, then also it will try to read the file. And since no more record is there, the system will throw error. So user will always end with one error. To avoid that, what we can do is, these errors we need not always to show to the user. User means here student. What we can do, we can catch the error and then whatever requirement we need, we can do. Like our binary file, if our program is perfect and it is reading all the records, when it reaches to the end of the record, the very next record will not be there, but the program is perfect. So what happens? The last error we need not to display. So what we will do, we will catch the error and just file close we can give. Or we can say, yeah, all records over or goodbye and close the file, so that user will not know there is an error raised by the compiler after the end of the file. The main reason for this is because of our end of file is not there for our binary. But actually try and except we can give for anything. It need not to be only for binary. If you are willing to write programs using this part of not showing the error to them, for example, if I am passing the error as zero division error, some people not related with computer, if they come across with this error, they will not understand. What you can give is the entered, you should not give zero as the divisor for a number, so that the user will understand the kind of error what we are passing. So we can catch error and give another related message. All this we can do with our exception. So I start with that. So here comes our exception, is an error message in Python. Mostly we are going to deal with input-output error. That is for file handling. Now, I have taken small example. See here, this error, zero division error, division by zero. See, every student need not understand all this, and it's an easily understandable error. Whereas file not found error, etc., there are something which they can't understand. So what we can do is we can catch this error and give some other message. So here you can see the next one. See why we need this. As I said, in lot of cases, we may not want to handle the exception. We may want to show our own error message, or as I said, sometimes we have to close our file or we have to do some other action. So exceptions are the errors, we can take it and do the related activity. In the exceptions, the coding will be written in the try block. 1 minute, I'll show you that. So here you can see the except block is executed only if an exception is caught. Exception is nothing but an error. So what you have to do now, you have to anticipate the commands which may throw error by some runtime mistake by the student. Again, once again, remember, it is not syntax errors what we are going to show. It is the runtime error which is done by the user. So that lines you put it in the try block. Then the error can be caught it in an except, and then we can even want to give multiple except, or we can say else the program is perfect. And finally, you want to clear the screen, you can give this optional statement finally. So our program can made up of try, except, else. Else is for in case try is working perfect, it will go for the else. And finally is just for clearing or end of just giving a message, clearing the memory actually. So here we have this number. See, this has thrown an error. This error, we are catching it and printing an error message. Instead of showing zero division error to the user, now we can give your own error. That's what we are doing it here. So one more example I can show. See what kind of error it has given. It is a value error because you are trying to put a float value, but when you are trying to give an integer, then it will throw an error. That's what happened here. Let us see the previous coding, you will know. See here, we are getting input prime number 7. And the result is stored here. This is another example where floating value, if your float is obviously not convertible, so what happened? It is going to throw an error. Another one. See here, I have used except an integer number. And the error in case if the user enters other than the except integer number, he will get an error, definitely value error. That you can tell like this message, instead of saying value error, you did not enter an integer number or the integer number should be entered. Suppose the user has entered right, this else part also we can write like you have entered correctly. Mostly we will not use this because we always go for all writing correct things here. And error, if there is an option for you to provide even else, so that if the program is correct, it will go for this line. If try is exactly correct, then it will come here. If try block any line throws error, it will go to the except block. So the next one, see in this program, we can even say raise means it will show you the error also, what kind of error it is going to give you. Like that you can so enter a number, except unknown error, raise it. So this also we can do. I will show the example. This is what we require. We are learning try block or the exception mainly for the binary file. Even text file it's not required. Usually there is a chance your text file or the binary file may not be there. So we can get the error and then we can display saying something else. But compulsory in any binary reading, you need it. As I said, even the program is perfect. Since there is no end of record or end of file, definitely after the last record, binary file will throw error. That always end. So your write program will end with a error. To avoid that, you can put the try block. So this example I took. This I'll show you in the runtime, also real-time example. So what we are going to do now, we are accepting the file name. This is also a method, remember, even in our function format, you can ask the user to input the file name, catch the file name and do the respective things. Here, I am accepting the file for reading and doing something. Remember, file not found means it will give you an error as file you entered is wrong. Except value error, print the file you entered had line number containing non-float values. Otherwise only it is going to do the sum. After doing the sum, since all the content is over, it will remove the temporary memory and say the goodbye. Here else and finally are optional. This print output, you can even put it in the normal program. So we are anticipating the lines which the user may enter some error and it can throw. That will be always written under try block. That anticipated error, if you are very thorough with that particular error means you can give like this. Otherwise, we can just give except also, it's enough. We are having now two kinds of errors. One error, first we are checking for the file name. Suppose I am entering a wrong file, it will throw this error, file not found error. Whereas, suppose I have written the correct file, then it will come here. And instead of using this, see here, somehow input we would have got it. Sum plus float line. As if that a float I have put it as purposely and string number I have put. String I have used. So what happens? It will go to this error, value error, and print that. So we can have n number of excepts here, depending on our program. But in class 12, we are not going to teach in depth about our try or the except blocks, except for binary. So interested or you want to give added lines, we can go for all these things. Otherwise, we have to straight away go for the one try, except, and explain to the students. But if they know this very well, it will be useful for them during their college studies. There is a separate unit for try and exception. So this example also I'll show you there. Now, see the same program only I am going to show you as a runtime. See, it's asking for a, first we'll see whether the file name is giving proper. Let us see, run module, enter the file name. I'm giving just try. Just try I have given. See, file you entered is wrong, goodbye. Whereas I will give you a right file name also. So once again, I'll enter the, finally will be always printed, remember. So here I'm going to file, I have the file. So I'm going to give it the file name as try e.txt. This is my file name. So I just check it out. Try ex, try ex is my file name. So I'll once again give the file name. Try ex.txt. You can see sum of all the numbers in this is this. I have just put one number, so you may not find it out or appreciate much with this program. But still, see, 3.5 would have come. That is your answer. Suppose, in case, the same program, what I am going to do is, I will just take it as I said, file name going to be correct, but I am going to change the value. Value, I will do it inside itself. Actually, 3.5 is there. Instead of that, I am trying to give a number, integer number. So I will make it as 3, so that we'll see what happens with that. So now once again, I'm executing the coding. Here I'll put it as try. Ex is my file name, txt. So first error will not come because the file is present. 3, what is your float? I am converting into float. Oh, bad. We will give you a string. 1 minute. I'll change the file into a string. Because I'm converting into float, so anyway it will work. I'll put it as hello or good evening. I'll take it as GE. Now definitely it has to give error. See, a non-floating element. So it cannot do the work and you will get the error. Hope you have understood this exception. Any doubt in this part?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, this accept error, do we need to write this file not found error as a, it is taking as a keyword?
No,
or
that's what I said. No, right now in depth we are, right now I am explaining everything about the try and catch blocks, except block. So I have mentioned the proper errors. But if I am not sure about the error, I can just put except also, it's enough. When we are going for, once again, because few teachers asked for binary program, so maybe today or tomorrow I will take from scratch the binary complete as a project. We will do it in live. That time we will just write try and except. That is enough for our current 12th. Earlier there was a chapter with the exceptions. Then we have to learn all the kinds of exceptions. Right now it is not required. This is for right. These are additional knowledge. But for binary, we are going to just explain with or write the code with try except. That alone is enough. Even multiple except is not required. Else is not required. Finally is not required.
Okay.
If time permits, please go ahead with this. And later for Viva, some questions we can ask with that. Need
Sure.
not complicate the student, but give a knowledge.
Thank you.
Anybody else is having any other doubt with that? Shall I continue? Yes, ma'am. Like students, we are again, and we have to request all of you to be there in videos. Otherwise, I have to take up only whiteboards. Yes.
Please go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, ma. Thank you. The next one, what I am going to start today with CSV file. As I said, after the CSV file, if time permits, I'll start with binary. Otherwise, tomorrow we will have some time for that. As I said, binary is basic through which you can explain the complete project. So we will do that as the coding as live. And again in binary, remember the coding, the way we write for an exam will be theoretically it is correct, but it will go for practical wrong. So I will tell you where the error comes, how to rectify. Anyway, when it comes to binary, we will take care of all these things. So we'll go for next is about our CSV file. A minute time. See, always first give importance for what is required for the board exam or what is required or covered, should be covered in our course of study. Additional, whenever it is required, we have to give, because some of the places, what happens, no, not enough with whatever is given in the course of study. It is not enough to explain that particular topic. So we may have to go for additional. Going through the additional time, ensure first emphasize for understanding, then examination point what is required, then the extra information which may give them some useful in their future. Definitely it is useful, there is no doubt. So all this we can decide in this way and take class. And making understanding this program, that is the challenge of ours, especially 11th will find difficult. When they come to 12th, somewhat they would have got adjusted. The more and more we make, the understanding of the logic will definitely give them a lot of help. Parameshwari ma'am, may I know from which school?
Ma'am, Parameshwari from Swami Dayananda Matric High Secondary School, ma'am, Manjapudi.
Oh, namaste, namaste.
Namaste, ma'am.
So here we are going to see about from the, as I said, CSV file. The backbone or the most interesting part of our Python itself, I will tell actually if you are doing in depth with CSV, because this will be very, very useful in the future for their real-time codings. We have just for understanding purpose. And I am happy that I got the chance to write this chapter in our state board. As I said, the class 11 and 12, the book I have written, one of my chapter is CSV file. Another one is interface with MySQL, and few more also I have written. Totally 6 chapters from that book I have written. Anyway, CSV file, this is from course of study, CBSE course of study, what is required I have given. First one is, we have to teach them about the import CSV module, the functions related with the CSV like open, close, read from CSV file, write into CSV file, then use the CSV reader, write through. That's all the things we have to cover for our course of study. Right now, we are only going to do that alone. When it comes to interface, we can add extra integrating SQL with the CSV, we'll see. Dict reader also I have added. So now you all know the CSV is a comma separated value. That is all. The most advantage of this file, it is just like a normal text file, but it can be opened through our Excel or any open office calculator or even through our Google Sheet. Anywhere you can open and can contain huge number of data. So that data can be further taken for data analysis, etc. For the first time, I think mostly we may have used with our forms in Google Slides, Google Classrooms for attendance or for grading, etc. This CSV file we would have used. And it is easy to transfer through the internet. That are the major advantage of our CSV file. And predominantly nowadays used with all the forms or some analysis purpose, anything you are doing it, mainly made up of CSV. So this file can be created in through two ways. Without using Python, I am talking. Suppose I want to create a CSV file. Either I can go to Notepad and type it, or I can type even in a Excel, which we are right now using, otherwise a Google Sheet or any open office calc, you can do it. That also you can do it. And remember to save the file with the extension CSV. That is the main thing. So now, in this concept, for opening first, what we have to do is import the module. Import CSV is the module name. And then what you have to do, naturally, after importing the module, we have to open the file. So open function we will be using. As usual, it will return the file object. Here comes the very important thing. For reading the file, that file object pass this file object to reader object. So actually in this, when it comes even to binary or CSV, what happens now? The file object will bring it as a bulk of the content. We have to unpack it. That's what we are doing here. This reader object will help you to read one line from the CSV file. So this is an example we are going to do in runtime also. With open as CSV, two methods we can do, always somewhere or other. Please try to give different types of methods and ask the student what is the advantage of this. The main advantage of with a function statement is we need not to put the file close. So here CSV file is my file object and reader is the command which is going to read the content and it will be stored in my reader. So and when I display this, you will see the output will come in the form of that's what we are doing. Now let us see this program in runtime. Live also, live demo I will give you. Before that, one or two examples I'll just show and then go for that. We will do live. As I said, we are going to create, suppose I don't have any file, I am not going to write the Python coding, then usually I will go to the Excel and type the code and save it as CSV. That's what we will do. Like I want to open, create a file, text file in Python editor. What we are doing, we are typing the content and just save the file as .txt. Here we will save it as CSV. The next one, so here this another method of Notepad also you can do it. As I said, it's all up to us how to do it. By default, when we are creating CSV, comma will be the separator. So here we are having a program for counting the number of records. So in this program, this is also assumed as myfile.csv is already present with us. So we can read the CSV reader And see this delimiter, it is again optional. As I said, by default is comma. In case you have put in the notepad while creating time something else other than comma, then you can mention this and put this. So this is optional, can be avoided in future for writing the programs. And same way this percentage is central, it's optional just for our output purpose. We are using it if it's a practical program. Otherwise, we can put a symbol coding, which I'll show it as a demo. The advantage of this 10s, etc., it will give you 10 spaces. That's the meaning. But still, there will be problem in aligning this content. That always comes because it counts with the character and display. So that but if they want to know about this spacing format, they can have it. Row 0 means the first column. Row 1 will go for the second column. So these things, employee number will be row 0. Employee name is row 1. Salary is row 2. For writing the CSV file, as I said, predominantly in file handling, we will use 3 modes. One is reading, R mode, write mode, A mode, appending. So in case you want to keep your content and add it more, we can use the append mode. And write row is the command, we can use it, which will write 1 row. Whereas write rows will write n number of rows. Rows are nothing but we can create through list. So this is an example for a program which will write. So here you can see writer is there and CSV file. As I said, delimiter is optional. If I am not using delimiter, by default, all the data will be separated by comma. And here we are accepting till the user says yes and getting all the data. And we can continue this coding till he is going to give any other character other than that. After this, suppose if I have written the read also, or if I open in Excel, I can see the output will appear in this format. This is in Notepad. You can even see the output by reading also. You can take the output like this. So this we will see right now in demo. One by one code I will show you. Now see here, I have written this one with the 2 kinds of, this is purposely again I am doing it. These are not at all required. Each program I'll try to give different way of writing. Later during the, before exams 2-3 months, before that we will know who all are very good in coding, who all are weak, who all need a lot of preparation. According to that programs, we will change. Like this file name is equal to, we need not to give the name separately. We can straight away give one format of program will be taught to the students who are very having less knowledge with the coding part. Because their mark is more important than the knowledge at the last moments. So a standard format we can maintain for that kinds of students. Whereas the other group of students, those who are very incurious to learn, are very good in coding, etc., let them try with the different ways of writing the coding. Not only logic, different formats. So that for output program, etc., it will be useful. So here I am storing the file name and then file name, write mode I have taken. First heading I am writing using writer. You can see the fields are stored here. Sorry, write row method. Writer is for the object to be created. Write row, you can see here fields are created. Fields, this list will be written as the heading. And then write rows is nothing but multiple rows can be written. That values are stored in rows list and we are writing inside it. This is a very simple program. And you want, you can give a message saying that a file created and then go for doing it. So I'll just do, because we cannot see this. So I'll put it as a message. Print. File created. No output will come because there is no reading. And you want to make it as a function. So always see that we are supposed to write in function means you can give like this, def, right? No, so WRCSV. One more mistake, what I have found with my students is, we generally save the file using some short names. By mistake, if they save this file as CSV, the name itself they have given as CSV, that will show you an error of what I can say redundancy. The file name and the import package names are same. I'll show that kind of error when it comes, and you can see the difference how it was. So this is my function. Have you ever come across with that kind of error? Rounding file name error will come. I'll show that. Though it is not required, I have put it is not mandatory when I am writing with open. So here we will have here as, sorry, WRCS. Calling the function. See, I'll just show you this program. I'm going to save this file as, you can save, or even runtime, it will ask for saving, isn't it? I'll just save it. See here. Oh, this is already saved file. So I'll just save it as another name. Save as, I'm going to give it as CSV. This, I used to put this mistake because I used to write with symbol name. So I'll write it as CSV, and because it's a PY file, so I just saved it. Then see the first error order. Here you can see a number of errors will come. In this error, you can see attribute error, partial, with the circular error. Circular error, this anywhere if you come across with this kind of error, then you can always tell the student the name of the file is clashing with the package name. And this error mainly children will put for CSV files. Because we used to write some program, a product program, Fibonacci program, the name is very simple to type. So without knowledge, they would have saved the file as CSV. That's why this particular error of getting it as due to circular, this package error will appear. Otherwise, it won't come. Now I'll change this coding again once again to some other name. So I will change it as CSV write, or I'll try to see, just I'm changing it as CSV2. Then this error may not come. So now I execute the coding. I'll change it. 1 minute. I'll change the coding. Give me a minute of time. Yes, I'll change this file. Take it. Oh my God, 1 minute. This file name, this is, yeah, CSV file. Okay, CSV file, CSV.write. I already have that file. There it's a file, overwrite it. So I'll take the execution screen. Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.
Yeah, namaste, ma'am. Partially module of this one, again the error comes, so I will change the entire coding to this file name. I will change it because otherwise it's keep on giving me the error. I stop sharing and take the file.
Maybe we can delete that CSV
Yes,
file.
yes, I am going to do it. That's why, that's the main error. Because multiple windows, I am not able to take it. I'll just delete it and come here. The file is already existing, so it's keep on giving me the error. The error, main reason, your package is clashing with your file name. Yes. Now I can. I deleted the file. I'll share now. I'm doing the multiple screen sharing right now. So hope both the screens are available. The coding screen as well as the execution screen. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
See, file created. So this program, no, only it will show you where file is created. How to see the file? You can always go here. In our, through the Python itself, we can see this file. Go to the file, open, and the place here only I have done. My file name is, what file name I have given? Car Master. So I can just put Car Master. Remember to put .csv, otherwise it won't. Spelling mistake, sorry. Yeah. Under CSV it is there. One PRG. So many, this one. CSV. Yes, Car Master. See? See, the file is given with this. Have you noticed there is one line gap is there? This is another Viva question. Am I sharing the notepad? Is it visible?
No, ma'am.
No. I'll stop and one second. This is our file. The content of the car module we have written inside the file. Have you noticed there is a line gap between each? Though I didn't give. See, I have given just a list, continuous list. But I got with a line. This is another Viva question. We make it a point that when you are writing in CSV, by default, a /n will be added. That is the reason we have got one extra line. So these two ways we can suppress. One is while writing itself, terminate that /n. That extra line default can be removed. Another one, let it be there. During reading time, you convert the list into a string and strip it. Remember, when I convert into a string and strip time, the file will contain the entire content as it is. But during display, I can avoid this gap. Got it? What I'm saying? Yes? Shall we see that? So let the file be like this. And just for some newcomers, I'll just show you this file, how it appears through our, what is that, Excel. Same thing only, Excel I'll show you. Are you able to see now my Excel screen? So yes, here you can see this is the major advantage of our CSV file. Using this, you can create plots. For that only language is used. Even bioinformatics, they are using microbiology, they are using for research. It's extensively used nowadays. And almost Python or languages are similar. So whichever is comfortable, they are going for it. And this we can even show to them, either let them also see, let them also explore how it is appearing. Then we will go for how to terminate the line or remove the line. Now I will go for the next coding where we are going to read the file also. See, this is what now. Reader, as I said, when I execute this, you can see the difference. That with the spacing it will come. Have you noticed one empty list is created? This is because of the additional /n. So it is a must and MCQ question also. When you are giving write mode, CSV by default will add a /n, line terminator. This we can avoid either while writing itself, we can remove it, or reading time, some manipulation we can do. This manipulation, even they see in Google search and other things, they can't get it. So it is our own way of going to do the manipulation. There we stands difference. See, always remember, everything cannot be taken from Google search. There are something we can always make it as unique. So I'll just, that I learned through our FDP only. Just because I'm taking this, I just tried different methods. So now I'm opening another file for reading. There we will remove these slashes. Only help. Am I showing the new file? Please tell. There will be something called as I not equal to. That screen is seen or the old screen is seen. I think old only, I think. Okay, I'll show something.
Old screen only it's available.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'll just close that and take this. That's what I'm saying, that this, I find it difficult with our sharing. Which program I'm showing, which program not seen, all these things are not. Yes, control. Or what we have to do now, all the files we have to open and keep it ready, and all together we can select it and share whichever we like, that we can do. But it will be very difficult. Anyway, I think now you can see the new program which starts with a hash. Yes, a hash symbol will be there. Now in this program, what I have done, no, I have suppressed the this particular empty line. What a simple thing I have done. If the I not equal to this one, when the i's last thing will be your list contains a slash and suppress it. Nothing else I have done. Whereas if you search, they will give you different types of answers, which I feel it's not working. If you can come with any other options, always you can come. See my output. I have simply done, whenever the list is empty, do not display. But remember, in this method, the file will be with the empty lines. We are displaying without empty lines. This is like in our Excel, suppress blank. We can do like that. I have done it. So original file will remain as it is, but I have suppressed the empty list. So another one program which we take, each one what we have seen as an example in the slide, I'll show you right now. Next program is for reading and writing together, we will see. Now see the two programs are there. Yes. This is for read and write. Remember again, I have written in symbol files, make it as a function, or even ask the student to convert this as a function. It will become a practice. Now see the same program, the CarMaster only I have taken. As I said, I have purposely to tell right through how it will work, I have used it. Otherwise, you can add it in this one. You can convert this instead of right row and right row with the standard list. You can even accept the list during runtime and take the value. That too, you can do it. So I just combine the two programs. Earlier one, what I have done, and this one. Now, in this program, have you noticed I didn't put I not equal to empty, etc. Whereas while writing itself, I have added this. These are merely for practicals. Nothing is given in the course of study for teaching them for theory exams. But question papers, some people, as I said, pre-boards, etc. When we come across like this, we may get the sense whether it will come for exams or something. Practicals, these are compulsory. To suppress the new line, I can put along with the file open itself, new line is equal to nothing. Like our end is equal to nothing. When you put along with the print end is equal to nothing, what happens? Rest of the things will not be displayed. I mean, new line will not be created. The same way here also we can do. This is one way. Forget this thing. Forget about this part. Assume that I didn't do this. Then I have another chance here while writing time, line terminator, remove it. This also I can put. This parameter is with writer. Line terminator is a parameter added with writer, whereas new line is a parameter of the open. Either way, you can suppress the new line, which is by default created by our CSV files. Hope I am making it clear. Yes. Right? So that's just for that I have given this program. So when you execute, you can see that the previous output, whatever we got it, we can get. Anyone, can you tell me how to make this program further, little more complicated or little more lengthy for the student? How will you make? I don't want to change the content, like this output should come, but I can make this program little more complicated. What I can do? Or you feel, remember, within 2 hours, they will finish it up. Our paper is easy to complete for two kinds of student. One is very thorough student also, they will complete it within 1.5 hours or 2 hours maximum out of 3. One who may not know anything also will complete it. So how to make these people, those who are, we can get some marks, or for the people, those will complete it earlier, how to make this program little bit lengthy or complicated. Same concept is same, question is same. I taught in the class, assume I have taught it in the class. Now I am going to ask the same question to the student in the exam, but there will be some changes I want to make. What kind? One way, yes, sir.
We can add some other conditions, ma'am. Instead of just extracting and displaying, we can go for exact data something.
Yes, manipulations we can do. Another one, no, I'm not going for any conditions or anything. I will ask them to display the output in the format of normal, like a company under that tells her to come, model 2019 should come. Instead of list, it should come in normal way output. You would have seen usually our question will contain expected output. In the expected output, I would have given like this. I'll just show you here. See, like this I'll give. Assume this is company means under this, oh, error will come for me. Anyway, I'll just make it as like this, company like this. Under this line, I'll put it as like this. Like this, the output should come. Hash is just to avoid there. Like this. That means I'm unpacking the list. That also I can do it. Without any conditions or anything. What the first step, what I will ask my student, accept these data runtime in a list. It will take time for them to write the coding. Accept this complete data in runtime. Another one, because it is a nested list. Another one, get the output in the format of, as I said. So how to do that? One more for loop is required. For j in I. J in I and print. We can actually say it as j of 0. See the difference? Comma j of 1. Or length also you can have it, or j of whatever. We need not, sorry, range is not there. So I'll just take for print j. You see the output, how it comes? And remember to give comma end because each line we need a small modification, or we can go for, as I said, after taking the value, some manipulations we can do it. See this? I'm not sure. Let us see what comes. G-Boomer. See the difference of the output. Now you can make give some spacing, etc. That is later. Got it? Now the output has, but coding is started getting increased. Like that, if I have taken this as input, so make, see, same program, but in the questions, we will keep on giving the question, way of asking question is different. What we will do now, same thing. Assume this program I am asking. There I would have given, get the input during runtime. That means this part should be avoided and they should write for nested list accepting values. Same way, display the output in the format of something in a decent way with spacing, etc. we have given. They have to do it. That's what I said. Question, teaching, everything is same. Where we have to differ, with our practice. Same right row, same right rows. But number of programs, how much we are increasing, that is going to develop their logic. I hope CSV is clear now. Any doubt in this? Examination point of view, if I take, I will say the slash n is required. Sorry, slash n will by default will be created. And what is right row? What is right rows? What is writer object? How it will be written? Reader means what? One more, in addition to that, extra what we are learning is called dictionary. How to write a dictionary into our CSV. If I have the content as dictionary, how to write it? So that too we will see right now. This is a dictionary program. Again, right now I have put a static dictionary. Even we can get dynamic input from the user and do it. Headings are in list. This content is in dictionary. How to write in a dictionary? CSV contains another one thing called dict reader and dict writer and dict reader. Writer is for writing, reader is for reading. Suppose you want to read the content of CSV and display it as a dictionary. Now I am writing the content from dictionary to the this one. Whereas sometimes what happens, no, you will have already the CSV file is there. You want to display it as a dictionary, that will be there. Where always the first row will be assumed. We are assuming as heading and then we can create it. So here dict writer is the one which we will use it. Instead of writer object, dict writer. That's all. This is very important. See this field name. I said no column heading we have to give or the key names we require in future. That is the parameter. So these field names are nothing but these things. I'm making this as our heading for the CSV file. That you can see as a key in our dictionary. So just write, it will take the value and write inside. All the dictionary values will be written. And I use write row method to read the entire thing. One by one row, it will take it and write it. Remember at the end, a new line will be added. Now, in this same program, one more method is this not required? Reader. See, reader. We can read the content of the file and display it. This is ordinary, whereas this is dictionary method. Suppose, as I said, you are asking the user to read the content from the CSV file and display. File need not to be written only by dictionary. We can write in any way. I'll just show the output and go for that. See here our output. This extra gap can be reduced by a terminator or line terminator. You can put new line is equal to you can put and do it. Here I will put it file open. See here itself we can put suppress this, comma, new line is equal to empty. Now execute once again. So I have the spacing problem. I think it is without this has come. Am I right? So now this output, I am not expecting this output. I want output also to be displayed in dictionary. In that case, what I can do? I can do this part. This is my coding for writing display. This is not there for us for the exam. We are extra, we are adding or we are learning. That's all. When we can read from anything, we can even convert the content into a dictionary. For content converting into a dictionary, dict reader is used. As I said, delimiter is comma we are going to give. That is default, we can do it. And for displaying the output, this you can again omit it. Remember, by default, it will be only comma, dict row. You know, dict means it is going to convert. So see the output. I didn't change into this table format, etc. I just wanted to give you. Remember, it is an Excel file, or else a header with the heading is only one time will be there. But now you can see that heading has been changed as our key and the values will come. I hope it is very clear right now. Now, this is a big program of taking user-defined functions to manage the details about employees. The employees' names are given as EMP ID, EMP name, the content what we are going to write, salary, designation, these things are given. Now, the operations what we are going to do, first one, adding the details. That means runtime, you have to accept the input and add it into the file. That's what I said. This is the best to explain a project. A project should contain a menu. It should contain a file and user-defined functions. It's mandatory for us. So this particular program, you can see, I will have a menu. All user-defined functions will be there, as well as we will have the, what I can say, file. That is nothing but binary file. Based on this, we can go for any other projects. Okay, so add n number of details. Next, view all the details we are going to do. Now restrictions, view all managers. So selections we have done. I'm just going to filter the data. So I have addition, I have display. Now I have a filter, view, employees having salary in the range of this. One more filter with what? Two conditions. First only is only one condition. Now, not only that, I have to display with the integer that condition is for the range I have given. Then the next one, modifying is there. I'll just show you that. Sorry, it's very lengthy. 3, 4, modify will be there. I think I have deleted. Modifying the, sorry, here it is, sorry. Yeah, we can take this. 4. Increase the pay by all salesmen. Right now I have just put salesman, but even you can ask for which employee you want to increase. That too you can do it. And the next one will be deleting the data. So this, you see, as per the norms, addition is there, display is there, condition is there, modification is there, as well as deletion is there. A complete program. So now first, how to add record. Adding record is not a big problem in our binary. We are importing pickle, and this OS module I have added. Practically, when you delete record, it is not doing it successfully in the normal way. So old C++ method, we have to follow it. So theory for project purpose as well as for practicals, you can use this operating system module, which will use for deletion and rename. What we will do in deleting time, the file record to be deleted other than other records will be stored in a temporary file, and then delete the original file, rename the temporary file. So I need renaming file, which I will take from OS module. So let it be there, later we will see. Now def add, it's a function. You are accepting, this is again, see, I am not limiting the student with one record or anything. Two ways you can write, while true you can use it, or ask the user how many records they want to enter and then go for accepting the records. First, accepting record is just get all the details one by one. Then make it as a list. One list is a one single record. You can either create this list separately before this dump, or straight away you can write like this also. If I write L is equal to this and then later dump can refer L, that way you can do. What I have done, after accepting all the content, one record at a time I am writing inside the file. So pickle.dump of that content, comma my file object. Dump is used to write inside a binary file, consists of two parameters. One is for the record, the value, comma, the writer object. And that is our file object. Sorry, file object. So I have the two things. So this is over. So if I have 5 records, we will keep on accepting it. Remember, first record will be returned. Again, we will ask the same loop to get the value like that. Assume that 5 records were entered. And here, have you noticed, I put it as append mode because this is a project means mostly the student will execute for 10 times, 15 times to check the answer, etc. Every time if they are going to use write mode, every time it will keep on asking the values. So initially, we can put it as, or in future also, if it is a permanent file, append mode is good. Right now, to show you from scratch, I am taking it as write mode. Now view all. This is the very important part of our binary file where our try block is mandatory. Emphasize why we need try block. Since there is no end of file or end of document marker for the records, last binary file will throw error. To avoid the error and to catch it, we are using try block. So as I said, the lines which you feel may come with the error or anticipating runtime error, everything put it in the try block. So after opening for reading binary, pickle load. Load is the command to take the content from the binary. And we are writing print all this. L of 0 means the first, you can see ID will be 0. 1 will be name. D is 2 will be for designation and 3 will be for salary. Because it is in the list format, after unpacking like this, I will display my output. After displaying the output, in case EOF error, you can give end of file error, or as I said, just make it as except in case of any error comes. Like this also we can put, nothing wrong. After doing this, see this except only, compulsorily this will give an error. That error, I am hiding it. How I am hiding it? I just put a pass. So that error will not be displayed to them. And we close, file close also, you can do it and leave it so that output will come. I didn't put file close. The reason is with function I have used it. Now view manager, next project, view manager. So it will open the file as usual reading, same thing. Only here the condition will come. If this is equivalent to this manager, then display it. Otherwise, you need not to do. Why I used flag 1? If there is no manager, you can display that the manager is not found or no details about manager is present. You can tell like that. The next one, define check. For checking the limits, I said salary display. Again, see the same program. Previous program, here we are changing a small condition. Same way load, display the salary. This is, comprehension method. Otherwise, take it as L1 is greater than L3. Normal condition also, you can use it. It's all up to the student. This is relational expression, isn't it? So L3 is, suppose L1 is less than or equal to L3 and L3 is less than or equal to UL. You can go like that. Normal condition. Always flag is required because in case that particular record is not present, we have to say, give a message that value is not satisfied, etc. Proper messages are required. So all these places, instead of that error is caught by the message as pass, or if you have used F is equal to open, give this instead of pass, what you can give is F dot close. You can close the file there itself, over. Now, if it is flag is 0 means no employee is getting that particular salary is given. Next is the delete is the part which I said, practically, if I want to do it, what I am doing it is, other than the file record to be deleted are stored in another file, and then we will remove it. So multiple opening. See, employee dot is referred as F1 and temp is for writing. That contains the file object as F2. This is also an advantage of with statement. Using with statement, more than one file can be opened. Viva question. We said the file object is closing. Same way here, with need not have the file closed, as well as multiple files can be opened at a time. So now inside the try block, I'm reading from EMP DAT, then checking whether the, see, L of 0 is equivalent to D. D means that input ID which I should delete. If it is there, I will omit the thing. Otherwise, if it is not there, I am writing inside the temp file. Once everything is over, I am removing my original file and renaming the temp. I hope the program is very clear. I'll post the same program. You also please try. By doing this, we can deletion successful, and you can give all this modification if you want, you can write it. Modification is also similar way deletion, but we will overwrite. Nothing else we are doing it. We are taking every content and overwriting it. Some people, when you search, you can see seek method used, tell method used, not required because it's not covered in our programs. And all these menus are present to complete the